I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So we are going to be going through some builds over what was that? Anyway, over the next, the next couple of builds are going to be a little bit more on the comfort zone, polished kind of builds, if you get what I mean, because we are entering new release week and I like to just go crazy with the new packs once we get access to them, so you can expect a lot of different builds in the new world, at least if it's possible to build in there. If it's not, I mean, it should be. I feel like it is because I'm pretty sure that someone has been building for the pack. So we will see though. I don't know how many builds it is, but something tells me that there's not a lot of lots in the new world. So we will see, maybe like 2 or 3 or something. I don't know anything, so don't take my word for it, by the way. Just want to put that disclaimer out there. I know literally nothing so far, so that's that's it. But anyway, I will be focusing a lot on the new world once I get access to the packs. So I figured for these next couple of builds before next week, I'll be doing some that are a little bit like more comfort zone, because whenever we get or my comfort zone, because whenever we get access to a new pack, you always gotta get used to, for example, when we got Henford on Bagley, suddenly you had to get used to building these sort of brick cottages that I personally am not super familiar with, so that definitely kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I just want to stay in it for a while before I get pushed out of it again. Not that I don't appreciate getting pushed out of my comfort zone now and then, but it was, I just gotta stay here for a little bit. So today we're building a Scandinavian tiny house, because what's more comfort zone than that? So this is for 1 to 2 Sims. I tried to, oh yeah, it's built on a 20 by 20 in Windenburg, up in the forested area of Windenburg. It's one of my favorite areas to build in. I absolutely loved this lot itself. Like, it's the one that's surrounded by water. No, I don't have the names. Actually, you can see it up in the upper left corner. It's called Canal Corner. Or Canal Corner, something like that, whatever. So I wasn't actually expecting the original name to be up there, but I can see it right now, so there you go. Or unless Canal Corner is from another lot and I've just moved, like, you know how sometimes when you build on a lot and you save it to the gallery or your library, it saves it with the original title, but then when you move it on, like, unless you rename it, of course, and you move it onto another lot, it'll take the title with it. So I don't actually know if it's called Canal Corner, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. So, but this is one of my favorite lots to build on. I think it's just a beautiful lot. I think you can do a lot of different things on here and make it look good. I like to do off the grid houses here, but I also like just cottages, not necessarily off the grid, but I also like to do these more modern kind of looking houses, also contemporary houses here, because I like the contrast between the wilderness, the foresty wilderness, with the more structured house and like the cleaner look. I like how those two look together. So today we're building this, what I would say, a little bit more of a polished kind of house in this wilderness looking area. I don't know, getting a little bit deep here, but anyway, I just feel like it works so well together. So not really sure what kind of Sims live in this house. I would say it's a pretty basic house, like interior wise. I don't think there's too much of a personality showing through or shining through, but I was just trying to go for what I thought looked good, if that makes sense. Like, I just wanted everything to kind of work together. I wanted the interior to fit with the exterior as well, so we end up using a lot of black, this sort of middle wood tone that you see on the flooring, and white, because that's pretty much what the exterior color scheme is made of. I think there's a couple of accented walls throughout the house as well, but it's more like a lighter kind of brown that I think goes pretty... Actually, do I change the flooring at some point? I might change the flooring at some point, because I think it kind of bothered me on off that the flooring inside matched the flooring outside, and for some reason I just hated that at points, and at points I was fine with it, but it's fine. So I might change the flooring at some point, not really sure about it. It might just be in the bedroom. We will see as we go along with the build. But I think I changed the flooring in the bedroom, I'm pretty sure. So I also noticed at some point that I kind of not full on forgotten to add windows, but it suddenly felt like it felt kind of stupid that I would build this house up here where there's so much wilderness, so much forest, and just gorgeous landscaping, and then not add windows. That was the whole thing. I end up not adding them to the right side of the house, so there's just a flat wall, no windows or anything. But that was the conscious choice. However, in the living room and also kitchen, I ended up using those windows. So for the back, just to make sure that it wouldn't, because I'm one of those people, I don't like placing couches often. I try to avoid placing couches in front of ceiling or floor to ceiling windows. I just don't like how it looks. Just like I don't like placing cupboards on top of windows. I feel like if you add windows to a house, you want to light or you want to let light into the house. That's the point of windows, to let in light. What's the point if you end up covering them up with like cabinets or bookcases or something else? So I like to keep them just cleared. That's what I prefer, because then they let in as much light as possible. So I ended up going for the small windows on the back wall, but it definitely kind of limits the view from the house itself. There's a lot of wilderness going on behind the house that you basically cannot see much. However, I also ended up placing down a terrace at the back of the house, so problem kind of solved. Kind of. Oh, and also, there's no dining table in the common room, so the room with the kitchen and also the living room. However, I ended up placing one at the on the back patio, so I was kind of imagining them to just sit down on the couch to eat their dinner, and then if the weather is really nice, maybe they'd go outside on the back patio and eat there. But I know that we're also in Windenburg, so the weather kind of changes a lot here. During the winter months, you're going to end up with snow. It might not be possible or a good idea to sit on the back patio and have dinner every day. So that is a thing. But it's a tiny house. I didn't really have much space to play around with, but I also wanted to make sure that it wasn't necessarily super cramped together despite it being a tiny house. So I just ended up not placing down a dining table here. Those lights right there, they're from the kit, with the new kit, the one with all the little campers, I think it's called. They're so cute. I just needed to add them for cuteness, even though they're not necessarily. It's like a cozy twist to this interior, despite it supposedly being very sleek and stuff. I just wanted there to be like a little cozy twist, so I added those twinkly lights or whatever they're called. They're super cute though. Might also be slightly inspired by the fact that I have fairy lights hanging over some pictures in my own living room, which is definitely, you could argue that my apartment is very Scandi interior, like it definitely is. But I don't know, during the winter months, I don't turn them on during the summer because the sun goes down at like 11. It's light all the time. So I was close to swearing there, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, moving on. So I just don't turn them on because suddenly it's still light and suddenly it's night and you gotta go to bed. So during the winter months though, it's very dark outside. It turns dark at like 4 or 5 or something. So what I do is I cozy up on my couch, turn on my fairy lights, lie on the couch and read my book, and it's just cozy vibes. So I kind of wanted to bring some of that into the living room, so I ended up using those little lights, little fairy lights. They're not fairy lights, I suppose they're like light ropes or something. However, I know that they're not necessarily supposed to be hanging in the air. I think you're supposed to use some like pathway things. There's like, I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen the stuff in the pack, you probably know what I mean. There's a little thing you're supposed to hang them onto, but I just decided to ignore that because whatever. I want them hanging in the air. That's just how it is. We're gonna go for it. It's The Sims. I can do what I want. If I want to add 3 chimneys to a house, I'll do it. If I want to add a fireplace but no chimney, I can still choose to do so. It's The Sims. It's a game. We're having fun with it. But also I think they actually look okay up there. I don't think it's the biggest of an issue. I'm probably making it a bigger issue than it is. Anyway, so I was having some issues. For some reason, no matter what I did with the shelves, things right here that I ended up placing, I was trying to move them further up on the wall as well, and they just kept on blocking my sim from walking past it, like through this little this little gap there is right here. So I ended up just having so many issues with it that I basically chose to disregard it. She can still enter the bedroom, it's not a big deal. But I just wanted to let you know that those shelves look good right there, but they're super annoying. So just keep that in mind. She can still enter the whole bedroom and also the bathroom, the patios and everything. She just has to make an alternative route is what I'm trying to say, but it was just annoying me so much in the end that I just decided to disregard it. I was like, it doesn't matter if she enters one door or the other, it's fine. So that was the thing. But if it really bothers you, just delete the shelves and you're good. So I don't usually add to the exterior once I've finished the interior, to be honest. It's very risky to do that. But there was something missing on the exterior, so I ended up making this kind of carport situation. I will say though, which I finished the whole carport, placed down the car, everything, made this terrain paint situation, and then I zoomed out just to check if you could even get to this lot with a car, and you actually can't. Technically you can't, because at the end of this little road leading to the house, so before you get to the main road, there's basically fencing and a gate. So that's a thing to take into consideration. I'm just gonna choose to ignore it because we don't really use cars anyways. They're just for decor purposes. But if they were functional, you might have some issues getting through that gate. Unless you want to like knock it down or something. I mean, that could be a thing too. I don't know, go wild. But other than that, I think we are pretty much doing some landscaping. Just wanted to keep it kind of simple, not too much color. So I added just a little bit of lavender, and other than that, the only flowers in the landscaping are white, which is arguably not a color, so we're good. And then green, of course, but how are you gonna do landscaping without green? That's fine, right? Yeah. But no like colorful flowers or anything like that. I just wanted to keep it simple, make sure that it fit with the surrounding landscaping as well, which is also very simple, but with a little bit of lavender. I think there's a couple of red trees around too that are very, very pretty, but I don't know what that zoom in was, it's fine. Probably checking where the lights were, that's all good. But I chose to not use any red. Actually, now that I say red trees, I kind of want to build during autumn here, just all of a sudden. Oh no. We're gonna save that for another time, it's fine. But yeah, just keeping it pretty simple and just doing some landscaping, and I think that's pretty much it for this build. So if you got anything you want to see from me, like if there's anything you'd like to see from me with the new pack, by the way, definitely let me know in the comments. I have not seen it yet, so I don't really know what to do yet, but I want to hear you guys out if there's anything specific, so let me know. But I think that's it for this build. So if you guys like it, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below. If you like books, check out my BookTube channel. You can find that linked in the pinned comment as well. And that is all I got for you guys today, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye! All I ever need is here with you. Babe, there is this place where we can go, where it's always shining like the snow. Listen to your heartbeat, don't you know that I just wanna be with you. Babe, there is this place where we can go.